Okay, so after you season your meat, I got chicken leg quarters. Okay, they're like one of my favorite parts of the chicken. So you got your garlic powder, which you use about 2 tablespoons of that. You have also crushed red pepper. You sprinkle it with your fingers according to how hot you want to taste. You have some black pepper powder. Again, I sprinkle it with my fingers, about half a tablespoon. And you have some mild curry powder. And I use a lot of this stuff, let me tell you. About, I would say, 7 tablespoons. And of course, you got your ground turmeric powder. And let's not forget about the paprika. So you put all of that on the chicken. Then you put some oil, some olive oil into the pan. You take your leg quarters after you done rubbed and massaged everything into the meat. What you want to do is you want to place it on the skin side down. Because the purpose of this is you want to get like a little crust on the skin. Okay? So you get skin side down. I'm sorry about the camera, you guys. My daughter suggests for me to get an iPhone. I don't know. I've never had an iPhone. I'm an Android person. So I just hope this video comes out good, like quality wise. Okay. And of course, you got to clean your chicken really good. Clean, clean, clean. Because you don't want none of that, underneath the skin. You got like that slimy snot looking stuff. You just take a knife and scrape the meat. You clean it off best as you can. Okay, so now that's cooking with the top skin down. And you just got to keep checking it for like when it has like a nice skin crunch, or if it starts turning dark brown. Okay, so let me wash my hands. Okay, now that my hands are washed, you take your pot with the raw stuff in it. What I do is I put a little bit of, water in the pot to get some of those juices with the seasonings off the pot, the inside of the pot. And I just put that to the side. Okay? So now we have some chopped up bell pepper. We have some chopped up garlic. Then we have some cilantro. I love cilantro. Then we have some carrots and some chopped onions. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cook for a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I really don't cook with salt, but if I absolutely have to, I use this Himalayan salt, okay? And you just put like a little bit, for taste. I suggest like a couple of sprinkles, but like I said, I don't cook with salt because I have high blood pressure. As long as it's Himalayan sea salt, it has like a pink to it, you'll be okay if you have any health issues regarding sodium. So It's cooking still, and it smells so good. Okay, I know I said medium heat, but I'm gonna slightly turn it up some more. Okay. Just be careful not to burn it. Again, it smells so good. Oh gosh, I really need my husband here to hold the camera, or like a little selfie stick or something. I don't know. I'll get that in time. Um, okay, so it's cooking. And again, the purpose of this is to get the skin with like a brown crispiness crust to it. Okay, you just got to keep checking it because you don't want to overcook it, or you don't want to burn it. So, okay. You know what? The pot that had the seasonings, when it was I was massaging it into the pot with the seasonings, I put some water in it. Actually, you want to put more water. Okay. If you have some chicken broth, a box of that will do, or the broth of your choice. So you're going to fill the pot up halfway. Okay.
Just changed it last night.
So. Okay, so I'm turning the chicken over, and that crust that I told you about, it's appearing on the chicken. So you just want to turn all these over like so. Okay. Okay, now that the chicken is turned over, you want to let that cook and not get as brown as the skin, but you want to just cook it just like for about 2 minutes on the bottom side. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the other side. Okay, it's starting to turn brown. So what you want to do is turn them back over on that side. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to hold the camera and cook at the same time. It's quite difficult. Okay. All right, so now you're going to take the water that I was telling you about. That's going to be like, it's going to turn into a nice, delicious gravy. You want to pour that on. Okay. Now you want to turn the flame up. You want to keep it like on not high, but medium. If you turn it too high, then it's going to cook the food too fast and it may potentially burn. Okay. So now I have some chopped up bell peppers. You want to sprinkle that onto the chicken. Which is, you want to, I decided not to use that much bell pepper, but it's like a quarter of a bell pepper. You can use a whole bell pepper or, to your liking. So now you want to put your onions, which is half of a chopped onion. I'm going to sprinkle that onto the meat or chicken. You want to just even it out a little bit. Oh, my allergies. Okay. Then you take some chopped up carrots, about 3 long carrots. You know, you want to clean it. You want to chop them up in little pieces, or how to you liking. You know, when you like to bite into the carrot, the size. Okay. Okay. You just want to shift the carrots around like so. Then you want to take some garlic, about 4 garlic cloves chopped up, very, get them as fine as you can. And my favorite, cilantro. You want to take it, it's about a whole bushel cilantro, and you want to chop that up. Chop it up as finely as possible. Okay, now, so you have all your ingredients I was telling you about. And you basically like adding each ingredient that are chopped up, the vegetables. You want to like layer them on top of the chicken. You want to spread it out as even as possible. Okay. What I'm going to do is add some more curry powder. So I love curry. So you want to sprinkle just slightly. Okay. And then lastly, you want to add a little bit of Himalayan salt. But like I said, I don't recommend it. If you have high blood pressure. So my husband, he buys Himalayan pink salt. And what you want to do is you want to just sprinkle just a little bit for taste. Just a little bit. Okay. All right. Now that you turned your flame up, you let this cook a while. If you have a lid, you can put it on top. But I like to cook mine uncovered. Okay, so you're going to let this cook for about 45 minutes. Meanwhile, you can clean up the dishes that you use. I was taught, clean as you go along when you're cooking. So that's what I'm doing right now, cleaning dishes. But this is how it looks so far. And it smells amazing. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to make the rice. This is super Bismati rice, and it's some good rice. I'm going to show you what this look like. Okay, so this is the pan I'm using for the rice. So you always want to put the water in first. Put a little bit of Himalayan salt. Depending on the servings, not the little baby servings, but a healthy plate. You want to put the rice in the pot. You want to turn the stove on. Okay. You want to add the rice and make sure that it's an inch of water sitting on top of the rice. So that's the correct measurement. As long as there's an inch sitting on top of the rice while it's in the pot, then you can't go wrong. It cooks about, I would say rice about 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some plant-based butter into the pot. Okay, so I added this much butter to the pot. Okay, I added the rice. So you just want to stir the water up. And I'm trying to let you see how much rice is sitting on top of underneath the water. But like I said, it's about an inch. Okay. Turn this on medium low. And you just let that cook while that's cooking. Okay. Okay, so like after 10 minutes, you want to check your rice, the density, and how it's cooking. You want to fluff it with a fork. You want to make sure the rice isn't sticking to the bottom of the pan, because that would, indicate that it's early burning. So you don't want no burnt rice. Burnt rice is gross. Basmati rice is the best rice. Okay. So you want to cover that back. You want to leave like a crack in the top of the pan of the pot. Like a little air crack. Okay. And this is cooking still. Coming right along. And I can't wait to eat. Okay, so when your chicken starts to get exposed, because remember I layered it on the bottom, it's halfway done. As you can see, the vegetables had fell into the gravy part. It smells so good. You're going to keep letting that cook down a little bit more. Now, when it cooks down a little bit more, you got to turn your chicken over because you want it to thoroughly cook on both sides, okay? And now, about to check the rice. This is my basmati rice. I like it al dente, so I'm going to taste a little bit of it. Oh my God, that's perfect. Look how nice and loose that falls down. You don't want it to come out like mashed potatoes. So you want it to have like loose texture to it. It tastes so good. Didn't even hit the curry sauce yet. Okay, so the rice is done. So about after 18 minutes of cooking it, the way I showed you to cook it, with the lid slightly cracked for ventilation, that helps it cook for some reason. Okay, see how the rice just falls off the fork? That's how you want it. You want it loose. And again, you want to make sure nothing is sticking on the bottom, which it isn't. So during the first 10 minutes, you're going to keep checking the rice, making sure that it's not sticking on the bottom. Because once it starts sticking, then it's going to be burnt shortly after that. Sorry about the camera, you guys. I'm trying to hold it and cook at the same time. My husband's going to get me a selfie stick or something. All right, now the rice is done. Cut the eye off. Cover that back. And just let it cool down. Meanwhile, this is cooking still. Okay, so I am turning over the chicken. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, you see the natural gravy going on? I just like, when you see the chicken bone after you turn it over, it's like almost done. I just like to cook mine well, just to make sure. I don't eat no raw chicken. So you want to turn it down the flame. So once you get the hang of it, after you clean your chicken thoroughly, always use safe handling practices, so you don't get raw meat over everything. You can also switch it up a little bit. You can put marination of your own. You could put yogurt, some seasonings to your taste, and just let it marinate. So the raw chicken will be like slightly milky, but seasoned. And then how I showed you about putting the skin face down to get that chicken crust from the skin. You cook it like that and just follow all the steps that I showed you with the vegetables. Okay? Okay, the food is ready. Let me show you how it came out. That's the gravy that cooks with the chicken. Okay, I'm all done. Thanks for watching. Salaamu Alaikum.